What's up, ladies and gents? This is KC Kid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Well, we've had a little bit of time to soak in the exotic changes that Bungie is going to make for when the Taken King comes out, and I just wanted to give my opinions on them. This isn't going to touch on the weapon balancing as far as, just all weapon classes, just the specific things that are happening with the exotic weapons. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments about what you think about these issues, because there are a lot of opinions. So let's delve right into it. First off is the Hardlight, which is going to receive a boost to its stability, and the thing that I think is cool with it is it's going to increase its bounce rate of the projectiles whenever you shoot it, and those projectiles aren't going to be affected by damage fall off. So the cool thing I'm thinking is, what if you're in tight corridors, maybe in PvP, and you can go ahead and shoot those bullets around. They're going to bounce off the walls, possibly hit your enemies with full damage from wherever on the map. It does sound a lot of fun, though it's obviously going to depend on the auto rifle buffs and the bounce counts as far as the gun goes. Next up, we've got the Necro Chasm, and this was subject to scrutiny by all players. As far as an elite exotic weapon goes, this thing was terrible. What a horrible, horrible reward. And you can see my review of the Necro Chasm right here. The thing with it is, it's going to now have its stability increased, which is really cool. It's going to be boosted up to 60 from 40, and they're saying that they're going to boost up the magazine size. Now, that's something that I feel is really important. It has 42 bullets right now, where the Atheon's Epilogue got 84 whenever it had Field Scout. So yeah, Necro Chasm needs a huge boost to its magazine size. But the coolest thing is that they're now letting the Cursebringer perk proc on every precision kill. And that's what it needed. Of course it needed that. Firefly procs on absolutely every precision kill, and you get it on a legendary weapon in the Fatebringer, for instance. Or, you could get it on your scout rifles or something like that. So yeah, of course, the Necro Chasm, an exotic weapon done by doing the whole mini quest of the Husk of the Pit, all the way up through Hard Crota, and then all the RNG chances. Yeah, for all you have to do to get that gun, it absolutely needs to be better. And hopefully, the auto rifle buffs in getting the guns back to what they used to be will help the Necro Chasm, as well as these additional perks. Because it's kind of hard for people to imagine that are new to Destiny, and everybody is so used to the hand cannon metagame that they don't remember back when something like the Suros regime was absolutely the monster, and when everybody used to love running around with auto rifles. It's been just so long since that's been the case, at least it feels like it for me. And of course, speaking of the hand cannons, next up we've got the trio of the Last Word, the Thorn, and the Hawkmoon. And all of them are being tweaked and changed. And the one thing I would like to say is that most of these changes seem like they're a direct result of PvP. And while that's a good thing, that there should always be tweaking, I don't like the fact still that there's a lot of, oh hey, we tweak PvP and suddenly the gun is also tweaked in PvE. They're really two separate animals, and some of the changes to guns that are maybe helping to balance them in PvP are kind of ruining them in PvE. That's my opinion, and that may be something that I get into in another video, because we're not gonna have time. We gotta keep moving forward. We gotta move forward. So on to the Last Word. Basically, the problem with the Last Word right now is it's supposed to be a close quarter hip-firing gun, but it snipes from across the map. So basically, Bungie's gonna nerf the range on the Last Word whenever you're aiming from the hip or aiming down the sights, and they're also, more importantly, going to get rid of the bug that is letting people glitch and get all the hip-fire bonuses whenever they're aiming down the sight still, and that shouldn't be the case. With the Thorn, the gun that everybody hates, the gun that's out right now, it's going to be fixed in PvP. It doesn't sound like it, but this actually is a fix that's going to help PvP, and I think it's going to help PvE as well. Because what's going to happen is the damage over time for the Thorn is going to be reduced on each tick by a third. But you're going to be able to stack up your damage over time on a target, up to 5 times. So that's really good. So in PvP, you're not going to be able to stack your things up 5 times because the target's going to be dead by then. But in PvE, you're going to be able to put out some damage on targets and let your damage over time stack up instead of only being able to proc it once and go. At least that's how I read it. And so I think that the Thorn is actually going to be really good in that it's going to be nerfed in PvP, but buffed in PvE a little bit. So that's a good change. I applaud Bungie on that one. It sounds good on paper. What I don't like is the Hawk Moon. I don't like the Hawk Moon at all, and the Hawk Moon is a result of what I said. They nerf something for PvP, but then they hurt it in PvE as well. Because what they're trying to do is avoid one-hit kills from the Hawk Moon based on your luck in the chamber and holding aces stacking on top of each other for one random lucky bullet with 3 perks on top of it. So they're making it so that only 2 can stack on top of each other. Well, I'm sorry, in PvE, I might want that. I might want that huge damage boost. They're also adding 2 extra rounds, which means that you're going to have even less chances of getting the boost from luck in the chamber or holding aces. Again, I can see it being beneficial in the PvP atmosphere as far as making it more balanced, but it really hurts the gun in PvE. I don't like it at all. I don't like the Hawk Moon change. Also, they're decreasing the amount of damage that luck in the chamber does too, so that's not a good thing. Following up with things I don't like, the Icebreaker. Increasing the charge rate for the ammo from 5 seconds to 8 seconds because Bungie doesn't like players sitting at the back of maps. I'm sorry, but all this is going to do is make people camp for even longer at the back of maps, because I'm not going to just randomly be waiting for my Icebreaker ammo to recharge and be like, oh, well, hey, I didn't get enough ammo yet, so I'm going to go ahead and run around and hopefully get my ammo later. Nope, if I need to snipe and I need to sit back and be safe for some reason, like I'm doing a Nightfall or something, I'm going to wait until it's all come up and done. So yes, don't like the change, don't think it was necessary at all. In fact, most people are running Alor Horns anyway, so they don't need Icebreaker all the time. On to the next sniper rifle is the Knoll and Beyond, and I really don't have an opinion on Knoll and Beyond because I've quite honestly never run with it. This I'm leaving wide open to the comments section below, because I'm sure there are plenty pro snipers who have really good opinions on the Knoll and Beyond. I don't, because I never run with it. I've only used it for the Icebreaker heavy ammo glitch. So they're nerfing Black Hammer's White Nail perk, where you're not going to be able to get infinite ammunition anymore, and that sucks. I think that's really going to hurt the gun. I feel like the gun is going to fall by the wayside, because even though they're increasing the reserve ammunition on the gun, and you still are basically not reloading, all you're doing is basically increasing your damage output for the time that you have reserve ammunition, essentially, because you're not going to have to reload in between your 3 shots. Really don't like it. I kind of understand it because it's a legendary weapon, but I don't really like it, and I don't think a lot of people are going to like that. What I do like, though, is the Lord of Wolves. I mentioned in my review of the Lord of Wolves that the recovery boost was pretty much terrible, and I said back then, I was like, well, you know what, this is just early in the gun, and maybe it's not working as intended, and obviously it's not. Bungie's going to triple that recovery. I can only hope that it's a significant difference. Just imagine if you're almost unkillable, like, I don't know, pretend you're Wolverine or something, run around and you can get shot in, you're recovering all of your health back up right as soon as you're being shot, or something really close to similar. That could be really fun, really interesting to use in PvE. I can't wait. And finally, the granddaddy of them all, the Alor Horn. It's getting its Wolfpack rounds reduced. Bungie doesn't like that players are being, you know, held away from doing content in like the looking for groups because they don't have Alor Horns. That sucks. I don't like that at all. I don't think nerfing the Alor Horn fixes that. I feel like those type of players are going to still be doing the exact same thing. It doesn't matter if you have Alor Horn or not. If you can play the game, you can play the game. Period. I said that back whenever in Crota people were wanting 32s only. If you can play the game, you can play the game. You don't need Alor Horn. Bungie, that's kind of a bad excuse for nerfing the weapon. I understand you don't want your bosses melted, but still, this is the gun in the game. I can understand wanting to tweak it, but I like my nuke, and I love the people's excitement whenever they get the gun. Think about it, Bungie. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your exotics, and I'll see you around in Destiny. Alor Horn.